So, how it actually looks like in real life to have a narcissistic mother in law, and what kind of traits you need to look for. So, she wants her son to have a wife, but she doesn't want him to become a husband. She wants him to look comfortable, have children, enjoy a house where everything is under control, and get all of the care that his wife gives. But she doesn't want him emotionally separate from his mother, protect his wife, or put his marriage first. She wants his wife to play the role of a partner while her son continues to behave like a faithful little boy to his mother. So, marriage is acceptable only as long as it improves his life, but doesn't change the one who owns his devotions. She expects the wife to carry the worst side of her son so that she can continue to believe that she grew the best man. When he is angry, irresponsible, unfaithful, financially careless, or emotionally cruel, his wife must absorb all of the damage and keep it a secret. If she finally talks about his behavior, the mother will not ask her son questions. She will attack his wife for revealing the worst in him. The wife is expected to suffer enough to keep him stable, but at the same time, she will be silent enough to protect her mother's fantasy that she raised an exceptional man. She sees her as a second woman, not as her son's chosen partner. In her mind, she already occupies the position of the most important woman in her son's life. Even after he get married, she doesn't want her role to change. She still wants to cook for him, take care of him, find out everything first, influence his decisions, manage his emotions, and remain the only woman who feels really special in his eyes. She expects to remain the number one top priority for her son, while the wife will adapt to their connection. Therefore, when another woman becomes important to him, she doesn't see how her son builds an adult life with his chosen partner. She sees a second woman who is trying to take a position that, in her opinion, should always belong to her, to her mother. So anyone who threatens this position automatically becomes an enemy. She believes that she has the right to know everything, while his wife should remain in the dark. She expects her son to discuss with her every important life decision, financial problems, investments, debts, and plans for the future, but at the same time, she also wants him to hide the same information from his wife because, in her view, the wife is not important enough to know. If if he starts discussing money and important decisions with his wife first, his mother perceives it as a betrayal. She doesn't believe that marriage should make his wife his closest confidant. She believes that the wife should stay outside the most important areas of his life, while the mother continues to know everything. She perceives the marital right to privacy as conspiracy against herself. A closed bedroom door, a personal conversation, a password she doesn't know, or a decision made without consulting her immediately raise her suspicions. She expects her son to report to her about what his wife says, what they are arguing about, what they are planning, and even what is happening inside their marriage. If the wife asks her husband to keep something between them, The mother calls her secretive and controlling. She doesn't believe that a husband and a wife should have their own private world because any part of her son's life that she cannot enter feels like a place where she loses him. So, if you experienced it in your life, in your marriage, you have an answer. You are dealing with narcissistic mother in law. And tell me about your story.